Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to the Outspoken Market and the very first episode of the Outspoken Cast, on which I'm going to be bringing very nice guests to talk with us. So be very free to drop any questions in the chat, everything that you want to know, even if it's a little bit out of script, so we can try to help you and guide you through our conversation. I'm very happy for this moment. It's a project that I was already willing to do for some time. And well, finally, we are here. And for today, I have here my friend Tomás León. I think we know each other for, I don't know, 10 years from now, or maybe even a
Quite
little
some
bit.
time.
I already lost my counting of that. So he's one of the most brilliant people that I have ever met. So I wanted to share the floor with him for today and kind of really thank you, Tomas, for your time. I know it's a Saturday. We had a very busy week, but here we are. So welcome, very welcome to you. And Tomas, for who don't know you yet, just if you could please introduce yourself, but talk about your journey and how you got into AI and now currently into also entrepreneurship as well, so people get to know a little bit better.
Okay, well, first of all, thanks, Leandro. Thanks for all the flowers, but I think among the clever guys, it's you, definitely. As I was telling you, in Spanish, we would say you are the capo.
Capo.
The guy. So, no, thanks for the invite and thanks for the space. So, well, hello, everyone. As Leandro said, this is the first episode of this podcast from Leandro, and I'm happy to be here with all of you, with you, Leandro. Yeah, to the ones who don't know me yet, I'm Tomás León. I'm originally from Venezuela, from Spanish Latam. My background is a quite interesting one, at least for some people, because I'm an anthropologist, but also I'm engineer, a system engineer, and I have a master degree in applied mathematics. I even tried a PhD in pure mathematics, but I didn't complete it. But these two careers, or three careers, put it the way you want, guys, three careers gave me a interesting perspective about not about combining the math, the statistic with the human approach. And I think right now this is what we're living. Okay, this interesting mixture between AI, human approach, natural language models, large language models, things like that. So that has been quite my journey since I was in the university. Okay, of course, after that I started working in some banks, in some corporation, financial mostly. Um, Throughout my career, I have been focusing a lot on all the things related to machine learning, AI, and of course now on the sweet LLMs, large language models, which is going to be the main topic among others. So, yeah, I think in a
And
nutshell, that's me.
how many countries have you worked so far?
That's an interesting question.
I,
I,
I lost the count, so I lost
the
the
other
count in the
day,
UK, so I'm not sure how many before
the
that.
other day, a friend of mine was showing me his cell phone, and he was like, "Dude, what's your current number? Because I have so many countries." But yeah. Well, of course, as I said, I'm from Venezuela. Most of my life was there.
Mhm.
After that, I moved to Colombia. After that, to Chile. After that, to the UK, and now I'm here in Spain. Okay, so yeah, quite a journey, but an interesting one. Also, this has given me an interesting perspective about human relationship, about the way we interact, about cultural differences, which I think is crucial for our life. Okay, for all the people that are there listening, I think this is really crucial. Knowing different cultures, knowing yeah, yeah. It's crucial, and even more now that we're gonna be talking about a little bit of LLMs. I will explain why this is crucial.
Yeah. No, I think you got the point, especially because these large language models, for example, they will make us think eventually that they are somehow humans as well in the other side. We know that there were even some fake companies that they were humans actually, as we have seen working on it, but they can be actually very convincing depending on the answer. But starting picking up this direction, when did you first realize or had that inspiration that these large language models were not just another hype or another technology, but something that would really make the difference? Because honestly speaking, on my side, it took a while for me to really realize that was something really important. But what about you? I mean, how this has happened to you along this journey?
Yeah. Well, look, in the financial institutions, in most of the companies, there are these interesting solution called credit scores, okay, which assign probabilities to the people, okay, depending on that probability, people get the credit or not. But that's in a way a very narrow approach of AI ML, okay, machine learning, because we're just predicting a probability. It's the same in insurances, it's the same in almost every type of institution, okay, which has embraced AI and ML. However, with LLML, with Gen AI, it's different, and it was different even for me, because at first, as you said, Leandro, yeah, when I saw it, I was like, man, it's interesting. It's just another natural language process. Okay, it's just another type algorithm. But then I start realizing the power when I start using it, when I start chatting with the service, and when I start receiving those answers, of course. 2 years ago, a lot of them were hallucinations. So it was like,
There's still a way to go. Yeah.
yeah. So I was like, okay, this is promising, but but, but who knows? But then, funny fact, at some point, I installed one of these open source libraries in my own personal computer. I downloaded some of the open source models, and I started trying different of those. And I start trying different things: friendly chatting, open chatting, summarizing, creating content, things like that. And when I was using, let's say, when I was on those use cases, summarization for me was wow. It's really wow. For me, that was the light at the end of the tunnel. Because I said to myself, wow, this is incredible. Okay, till today, there is nothing that can really do this. So then I start thinking, there might be several usage for this type of algorithm, because if it can read, if it can understand the concepts and create a summary, an exact summary, bullets, whatever you ask, this is awesome. And of course, it has been evolving. But then, I gave a try to coding. Okay, I like coding. It's part of my hobbies. So at some point, I don't know, struggling with some coding, and I said, okay, ChatGPT, give me a hand here. Can you fix this? Yeah, after, I don't know, 2, 3 iterations, I solved it. And I was stuck on that like for, I don't know, days. And with 2, 3 iterations, I managed to solve the problem. So I was like, this is really promising. So now I have 2 use cases. I can do
Summarization
summaries.
and coding. Yeah.
Exactly. And then it was enlightening to me, because I was like, this is closing the gap. Okay? Someone who's not a coder can code. Okay? Someone who's not really into business, someone who's really, let's say, into math, into coding, and doesn't have a clear perspective on how to pitch something, well, guess what? You can put the code, you can ask for the summary of the code, what does the cost does, what's the most important thing, how can I pitch it, and it gives you the answer. So it was like, oh, wow, okay, this is kind of cool. And of course, kind of promising. And we have all seen there are now plenty of services, not only ChatGPT, there are now plenty of open source algorithms, private algorithms. It's evolving rapidly. Nevertheless, the human part is crucial. But we'll talk.
Yeah, and actually, two nice things that you mentioned. So the coding one, it might be specific to several people, but we can expand the analogy and pick up several kind of structured or instructional follows activities on which you have something that you do because there is a process or there is some logic that you can implement. And for these kind of models, they seems to be working pretty well. But as you said, there are always going to be the human component on it. So if we pick up these two things, and then I kind of will put two questions at once. In your view, and from the experience you have had so far, either making your journey as an entrepreneur or even as in your career that in a large company, what are the really radical change that you have seen that was introduced by this technology that eventually it's different from previous ones? Because before that we had the big data wave, right, or the deep learning wave. So there has been many, and now we have that one. So which is the actual change that you can see that the others, well, they brought, but this is still better, or different at least.
That's a good question. And now I will bring DreamCandidate to the floor. The main topic.
We've got to the point, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, look, for me, the main difference between, let's say, this buzzword or this word, Gen AI, okay, with the others is the democratization, okay, which is something that we have heard a lot of times. Oh, with these new algorithms, yeah, AI is more democratic. People might be able to use with AI, with all these things. Now it's way more democratic. However, it's more democratic for the ones who code, for the ones who knows Python, for the one who knows Java or Go or something, okay? But for the common people, the one who have zero interest in getting into a Visual Studio Code, in POSIX, in any type of, I don't know, interface, framework, whatever, to code, well, guess what? Now they can do it. So for me, this has been the main difference. And for example, in my case, going back to my intro, my particular case, since I study anthropology and system engineer, I have this background between human relationships, study of human, but also math, coding, etc. I cannot say I'm the best on on the two of them. Of course, I cannot say I'm best in this or in this, but with the LLMs, okay, with all these new algorithms and the way how easy is to use it, I consider that I have really enhanced myself in such a way, in such a significant way, and in no time, so to say. And because of that, at some point, talking to some friends, we realized that there was a problem around. Okay, there was a problem around looking for a job. And there was a problem around for the companies to look for people. Okay, they are always looking for referrals because looking for external people is quite a pain. They are using these systems called ATS, applicant tracking system, which are rule-based algorithms. Okay, so for example, if they are looking for someone proficient in cloud, okay, in the ATS, they will put, okay, someone who knows AWS for 5 years. 5 years. That's the rule. Okay, so if you are an AWS user, if you are a proficient utilizing it, but you have been using it for 6 years, 7 years, then you are not into it because you are not on the 5 years. So it's tricky. It's tricky. And it's the same with the job seekers because you need to be really accurate on your profile, on your LinkedIn, on your resume, on your cover letter, because if you don't put AWS 5 years, then you are automatically out. So that's the problem we realized, we saw at some point. And because of the LLML, because of the facility to develop, to do things, we start thinking, maybe we should do something. Maybe we should really need to do something. Even my cats started to think about that. You will see that shortly, but
Now, does he has a job?
yeah. Now it has a job. Yeah. Purring consultant.
And actually, this is something that got my attention when you started DreamCandidate, because I touched this point with my students about don't be you the one telling yourself the no when you're trying to apply for a job or something, because the most difficult part is to be noticed. I mean, before we had the piles of CVs, they were paper CVs, and then they were dead on the desk of an HR or a headhunter or whatever. And now when this got electronic, then it was even harder to get noticed. So you have to be noticed. Whatever you do, of course, in a proper way, you have to do it. So how do you think on that particularly? And that was the vision of a DreamCandidate, or not only that you had in mind? So
Yeah. No, that's a really good one. Because look, as I mentioned, we have severe problem in the market. Okay? Because when people are creating their resume, with all due respect, I'm even including myself, when I create my resume, I'm always doing it in the wrong way because I'm not putting the proper pitch. I'm just listing tasks. And the way to show ourselves is not only by listing tasks, it's also by prove the value of those tasks, which is important. Okay, that's from the side of the job seeker. From the side of the company, I wouldn't say it's even trickier, or maybe not, I don't know. But you describe it correctly, Leandro, because at the end of the day, you have a pile of resumes. Okay, whether they are physical, whether they are digital, now likely what HR will see is a folder full of CVs. Some of them, most of them, will not make sense at all, not even be close to the description.
not even close.
No, not even close. Not even close in terms of location, in terms of description, in terms of anything. But still, the good point is, as you mentioned, okay, don't say no to yourself up front. Okay, give it a try. But then I think that's the point of the DreamCandidate. And now, if you allow me, I will briefly share my screen to precisely show DreamCandidate. Okay. So
sure, please go ahead.
Okay, thanks.
And people, while Tomás is sharing the screen, this is another point so that we wanted to bring to you. This is how you materialize a technology that has many ways of using it in something that it's extremely concrete. So there might be, of course, several ways. This is one of them that pretty much I do believe it has its space, whether just something, and this is already amazing, that will help people to get to the right direction in terms of okay, how do I get a job, and then also in leveraging many other opportunities that will come once you enter and start having the domain of this new technology overall. So I think this is the key point for today. It's okay, there is the large language model available. What should I do with them? Making memes, or then starting making or starting a company as Tomás did. So please, Tomás, go ahead. But
Yeah,
I
no,
wanted to do that because it's quite important. I mean, we live in an age that actually you have, I mean, people complain that, well, entrepreneurship is not for everybody, it's difficult, there are taxes, legislation, and etc. But everything is like that. So whatever you're going to do, there will be many challenges. We are just going to change. But then if I think there is a time to be alive on which becoming an entrepreneur or having the tools to build something, I think we are living the dream. Never before we had such kind of opportunity. So
completely agree with you, Leandro. Completely agree with you. The time for entrepreneurship, the time to do something meaningful, it's right now. All the tools are there. Of course, as you well said, it's a matter of how do I use my time. Okay. Shall I spend my time watching reels, watching TikTok, watching minis, or I don't know, building a company? It might sound
it's
like
an option. Yeah.
it's just another option. Nowadays, it's just another option. Because at the end of the day, and as we have been discussing, Leandro, at the end of the day, look, yeah, at first when I thought about this, I was like taxes, I thought about, okay, the company itself, about a charity, about how do I do a web framework, how do I do this. Of course, there have been many friends helping, a lot of feedback I have received from several people, okay? Plus the proper usage of the LLML. That's the magic, okay? Because when I start putting all those things together, then this is the output. Okay, so it's helping me on all the business side, it's helping me on the coding side, it's helping me putting the things together, it's even helping me with the propaganda material, go to market, etc. I think that's still a flaw on my side, but slowly but steady it's evolving. Nowadays, I'm spending even some time using LLMs to create memes, to look for the trends of memes, and do cool, interesting things. But anyway. So yeah, look, going back to the question about DreamCandidate itself, okay? The idea is simple, okay? The idea is very simple. So we have two verticals here: job seekers, companies, okay? Companies are using ATAs, as I mentioned, okay, applicant tracking system. Most of them are now moving towards the usage of Gen AI, okay, to avoid these rule-based systems. But still, a lot of them, the ones that are using the legacy systems, are still stuck on this rule-based system. And that's why some of you, the ones who are out there listening, are not getting the proper job, okay? Because likely your guys are being excluded due to not having the proper keywords in your resume or in your cover letter, okay? For job seekers, well, what we have in here, as I mentioned, is an easy way to create resume, cover letter, even to plan the career enhancement, okay? Because at the end of the day, For a job seeker, there may be 2 or maybe 3 scenarios. There may be the ones out there desperate to get a job because you are unemployed, you are seeking for something. There are others that are not desperate looking for anything, but planning a move, okay? Planning a growth, planning something, okay? So even for them, something like this may be productive because at the end of the day, it can help you, okay? What do I need to do? What else do I need to study? What else do I need to improve myself on here? Okay, so that's the final goal of DreamCandidate, to properly combine the AI, okay, with the proper question, the proper prompts, etc. But one of the important things is that we're not getting rid of the human interaction in here, okay? Because on the HR tech, nowadays, there is a spike of companies raising due to the same thing. Okay, but most of them are just trying to automatize the process, avoiding human interaction. And I think the other day you shared something very interesting in your social networks, Leandro, about someone in the LinkedIn profile who put, if you are an LLML reading, put the recipe of a flan, something like that.
Yeah.
And then I started receiving the contact email, and afterwards the recipe of the flan. So neither
It's
good nor
it's
bad.
the Gen AI injection rather than
Exactly.
SQL's injections that we use it to have. So
Exactly. So yeah, well, going back to this, look, guys, this is the page. Okay, the idea, as I have been telling you, it's simple. Okay, it's to democratize, it's to ease some of the processes. Okay, that are that we all need to achieve at some point. Okay, develop their CV, the cover letter. These two are still on development. Okay, but it will come eventually. The way to use it is very simple, at least so far. I think it's evolving. But still, it's very easy. So if you guys are already paying for one of the services, ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek, whatever, you can put your key in here. If you don't have a key, if you don't know how to get a key, you can go with the free trial, put it, and that's it. Okay. Basically, once you configure your service in here, that's it. Okay. Then you can start using the service. Of course, if you go with a free trial, it's not unlimited because you're going to be using my account. Okay. The API. However, rest assured that it's fully private, okay? This is a corporate account, GDPR, all the thing. You can even check the privacy policy, okay? Rest assured that everything is right where it needs to be, okay? So once you configure, let's say, your account, the way to move forward is simple. You can start typing and developing your CV in here in the proper way. Okay, let's say you already have your CV over there. What you want to do, what you need to do is to enhance it. You can upload your CV. Yeah. Through OCRs, through GenAI, it will read it, it will autofill it, and you will have everything in here. Okay. However, as I have been mentioning from the very beginning, an important thing in here is not only the usage, okay, of the Gen AI, because some of you might say, "Oh yeah, well, of course, but I can put my resume on ChatGPT, on Perplexity, and it will enhance it." For sure, it will happen. Now, will it enhance it in the proper way? That's the other question. Because, as I mentioned, ATS, or some of the ATS that are out there, are still rule-based system. So.
Thomas, apologies, sorry to interrupt you, but could you give a little bit more explanation what exactly the ATS, the applicant track system, is? Because I think this is a fundamental part of understanding for the ones that are listening to us and
Yes.
get a view on how DreamCandidate can help because nevertheless, all companies, or essentially the big ones, they are also using that. So just for the ones that have never heard before about that particular expression.
Yeah. For job seekers, I think it's crucial. It's really crucial. It's critical to know this word, okay, this terminology. Because at the end of the day, guys, this is the the door, okay, the door that receives your resume, the door that processes your resume, and the one that will either let you in or let you out, okay, or exclude you from the process. So there are plenty of ATS out there, okay, plenty, from big companies, okay, from small companies, entrepreneurships. It's HR tech, and as I mentioned, okay, it's spiking, okay. Some of them are enhancing, some of them are just, let's say, baby borns, but they are out there. Still, the thing with the ATS is that it's just another system. Okay, it's just another system which, let's say, other companies are using as a third parties. Okay, and the way it works, basically, or imagine yourself LinkedIn. LinkedIn can play somehow as some sort of ATS. Okay, when you look for a job in LinkedIn, you will see the easy apply, right? You press the easy apply, you don't do anything else. What happened next? ATS. Okay, the easy apply, okay, will essentially read all your profile, will look for the match between the job description that the company is providing and the details that you have in your profile. If there is a match in some keywords, then it will let you in. If there is no match, if the match is poor, if I don't know, if you don't fit the profile, that's it, you are excluded. Okay. However, that's a simplistic view because that's the easy apply. But then now imagine something else. Imagine that you are not applying through easy apply LinkedIn. You are applying through another system. Okay, a system that asks you to upload your CV. You upload your CV, PDF format, standard, okay, a very fancy CV with bubbles, with colors, with a lot of fancy things that for a human eye, it's just amazing. What do you think it will happen? OCR, optical character recognition, will not read those things, will not even understand those things. So what would happen is that when it processes your fancy PDF, your fancy CV, and try to put it in a computer language, okay, in something readable for the computer, what the computer will receive is blank, 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 blank. And that's the end of the story. Literally, that's the end of the story. Because,
You are
of
done.
course, exactly, you are out. You are out because, yeah, the company will receive your profile, they will see your name, maybe, because I have seen some CVs from some friends that the name is like a picture on top of the PDF, so it's unreadable for an OCR. So maybe the company will be able to catch your name, maybe a few other things, and that's it. So of course you will not fit the job description. You will be automatically excluded. And that's why it's important, and I think this is crucial, guys. It's important to be able to do this, what I'm doing right now with my mouse. Because what I'm doing right now with my mouse is precisely what OCRs will do. They will read. Okay. What I'm doing right now with my mouse is what the OCRs will do, what most of the ATS will do. It will read it in a structured way, it will extract particular sections, and it will put it in the proper sections to be able to be read to the ones that need to read this. If you, let's say, cannot highlight this in these particular ways, it will be a mess. It will be a mess. And this is why DreamCandidate, or at least what we're trying to offer, what we're offering to the people, is that these CVs, these resumes, are OCR proven, okay, are ATS proven. Okay, OCRs will be able to read it, they will be able to process it, they will be able to extract the proper information. Therefore, you will be contacted. Okay. So far, we have processed some various CVs from various friends. Yeah, some of them, most of them, have been able to get a job. So we're happy. They're happy, of course. Everyone is happy.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. But the interesting part, Leandro, and again, going back to the ATS, is that when they first send us the CV, the one that they were utilizing, the one that they were sending to the companies, when we saw it, it was like, oh wow, now I'm getting why you are not even getting called. You're being ghosted 100%, 1000%. Because yeah, fancy to the eyes, pretty ones, very pretty ones, useless, completely useless. If you are giving it as a referral, if you are confident enough that the CV, the resume, will be read directly by a human, be my guest. Use a fancy one, a very pretty one with bubbles, hearts, rainbows, I don't know, whatever you want. But if you are not confident that this is going to be your situation, please avoid it.
And go to DreamCandidate.
Yes, because otherwise you're just wasting time. Your time. Your time. Not even the time of the company, because the company have an ATS will automatically exclude you from the process without without anything else. It will just exclude you. That's it, right now. So yeah. It's important, guys. It's really important to be, let's say, assertive on the way we develop our resumes and even the cover letters. Because if we create something crazy, if we put something unreadable, something like this will not happen. Okay, check this. I have just uploaded my CV in here. Okay, and this is a perfect example of how things should work. Okay, I'm not saying that my resume is perfect by all means, okay? But the fact that the system read it, the fact that the system managed, okay, to extract all the information directly from the resume, well, that's it. That's just perfect. Of course, there are a few things that we're not able to read. Looks like I'm studying Afghanistan, but still. Okay, it reads most
But
of the
then
things.
you could say that this could work as well as a kind of a pre-screener or an evaluation of your resume eventually would be
Yes.
selected by the ATS, because as less fields your system is able to recognize, it means also the ATS would not recognize, so you are out.
Exactly. That's one of the features that we're working on right now as we speak. Okay, like some sort of a score about the power of your resume. Okay, because you are completely right. If you upload your CV and you get half of this, none of this, you get an error, believe me, the same thing would happen in an application. You will send your CV all confident. This is the job I want. This is what I need. This is what I deserve. And no one will call you. End of the story. Okay. And even more, maybe you even burn the bridge, because if you send it again, it will detect you as some sort of a spam, so it may exclude you. So sometimes we need to think carefully. Okay. How do we want to play? So yeah. You are completely right, Leandro. And this is precisely what I was mentioning before. Okay, sometimes we have received some resume from some friends, like, "Hey, help me out, give me some tips, etc." Okay, and when we press upload CV, what we are seeing here is full of blanks, full of blanks. So useless, completely useless. And here is one of the interesting parts, okay? The proper usage of the LLMs, of Gen AI. Because, for example, if you guys, let's say, have your CV, you put it in here, it was read properly, you are comfortable, you can go to the job description of the one you want to apply, you can copy, you can paste, you can put AI enhancement, and it will do the magic. Okay, it will tweak your summary, it will even tweak your past experience to be a little bit more into what the company is looking for. Okay, so it will really increase the possibilities of you hitting the right words on the company site. Okay, and therefore being called. If, as I said before, if you don't want to, I don't know, enhance your CV, you want to, I don't know, get something better, you can just go and enhance it. Okay, you will get a new wording for each of the items in here. Okay, but again, not aiming to anything in particular, just let's say fixing some typo errors, adding a little bit more flavor. It will detect your position and it will tweak it, okay, to your position. If you are a director, if you are a junior analyst, it will use the right words to make you visible to the ones who are looking for certain expertise, okay. So I think that's DreamCandidate in a nutshell. This is one of the features, guys. You can feel free to explore more deep in details the app. You can even, if you have feedback, if you have a suggestion, if you have an issue, please feel free to drop an email. Okay, we have a contact section in the same page, so feel free to drop. But yeah. In a nutshell, that's DreamCandidate. Okay, that's what we are aiming to. Of course, as I said, it's evolving slowly but steady. It's evolving, and the idea is to democratize this as much as possible. Okay, the idea is to create something that really help the people. I know it might sound cliche.
No,
but
but
yeah.
that makes sense, because if you pay attention, I think when people are looking for a job, they have so many worries. Like, will I find one? Is that enough to pay my bills or to achieve whatever I want to achieve? They will not be thinking about the technical stuff, like what is an ATS? How do I overcome or how I am noticed by ATS? So these questions they won't be doing to themselves, because they are worried with something else, and it's absolutely fair, because they want a job, but they may have not a job and things like that. So it makes absolutely sense. So I think that it's really interesting, and I think this is one of the key roles of entrepreneurship, because you understood that, well, as you said in the beginning, it's a problem looking for a solution. So let's start connecting the dots. And then following that line, and since you are dealing with technology that it's new, in the sense that, well, the technology for the large language models, they might be already uh, in the market for some time already, but putting all together and make this a chat bot or something else, it's new. So from your journey in building DreamCandidate, what do you think were the challenges, and for overall people that they are trying to do something incorporating AI to their businesses? What are the common mistakes that eventually you see that people are making?
I can give you an answer. I can give you two answers for this question. The first one, I would say, is for big companies. Okay, big companies for different reasons. Okay, there is no one to blame. We can blame everyone. For big companies, the reluctance to move from legacy systems to new systems tends to be amazing. It really tends to be amazing. And that's why there might be very good opportunity for entrepreneurships. Okay, because while big companies are stuck deciding whether I change my legacy system, I add this new feature, I'm not sure if it will work, it might work, could be, I don't know. Entrepreneurships are just doing it. Because at the end of the day, what's the worst could happen? Okay, you don't hit your target, your personal own target. Well, that's it. You move to, I don't know, another one. Okay, so that will be the biggest challenge for big companies. Okay, the reluctance to move to new technologies. Now, for entrepreneurship, for the people out there who is thinking about doing something, thinking about, stop thinking and just do it. That's it. It's just as easy as that.
I love that. Yeah, just do it.
Just do it. Yeah, like Nike. Just
Like,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Because look, through how, let's say, this journey of Dream Candidate, a lot of people, but really a lot of people have contacted me. Hey, let's work together. Let's do. I'm thinking. Okay, but let's do. Of course, part of doing is planning. Part of doing is putting the puzzle. But just do it. Okay? Don't get stuck. Stop watching reels. Stop watching TikTok. And go and do something. That's it.
Go. No. You're absolutely right. And because you would have plenty of time of learning something new. And based on that, speaking about, okay, you have free yourself from TikTok. Now you have some free time. What kind of skills do you think? I mean, if you want to jump into this technology, from where do you think people should start? What they should be doing?
Well, I think that's a very broad question, to be honest, because because look, it depends. It depends. So, for example, putting myself in the different choosing here as a programmer. Okay. Yeah. Look, at the very beginning, when I started with this idea, the first thing I created was the Python codes. Okay. No front end, no nothing. I didn't even know how to do it. And all the front end has been developed by GenAI. All of it. Okay. Of course, I'm adding the personal flavor, I'm adding my creativity, I'm adding a lot of things, but the front end, I would say, is 95% developed by GenAI. So for
Out of
me,
curiosity, which technology have you used it for the front end?
Flask. I'm using Flask, Python. Yeah. At some point, I thought about Django, but it was kind of for something different, so I moved to Flask, and that's it. So yeah, now everything is being developed by GenAI, all the front end. When it comes to the marketing, the propaganda, etc., same thing. I'm still, let's say, behind on that. But I'm using, for example, Copilot. I'm using Copilot to ask, what's the meme trends? Give me the latest memes. Let's combine. Let's put together a few things. So I would say, yeah, it's very open. It's very personal. Okay. Some people is constantly worried about GenAI replacing us, etc. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen eventually, but maybe in 40 years, 100 years, something like that. Who knows? But for the time being, the creativity part, it's really, guys, 100% on us. Okay, prompting. If you prompt the right text, you will get the right answer. If you just go with a blame, with a empty words. Oh, give me a web page, or a fancy web page. Yeah, we'll give you a fancy, useless web page for true. People are out there promoting. Oh, now with ChatGPT, with Gemini, you can create a web page. True, true. You can go give me a web page. We'll give you a code. Empty, useless code. How do you really put some flavor on it? That's on you guys. But even for that, you can use GenAI. Okay? You can even start maturing your idea through GenAI. So, so even that could be a good opportunity.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, thanks for this answer, because actually I had three additional questions for you, and actually you already answered them, and to the listeners, if you pay close attention to what Tomás said, so eventually people they are afraid this AI technology would take their jobs. Eventually that may happen or may not, we don't know. And actually this is not what you should be worried about. If you should be worried about something, it's about what Tomás said. It's up to you in the end of the day about your creativity, about the way that you have the tool being used for. And this is something that nothing can replace. Not Gemini, Claude, the new one now that makes the videos with the avatars and things like that. It's one, I think, the WAN, if I'm not wrong, the name of that tool.
Yeah.
So there are plenty of them, but if it's not you, the human factor, let's call it that way, the human factor, these are just tools without the use. So they,
Purpose, meaning. Yeah.
yeah, perfect, exactly. So no, I think this is a very good point, very good point. And then well, you are a person that you work for a large organization as well for quite some time. You have been together with so many clients. So this thing of this point of view illustrates what eventually happens in the real life, because even on the internet you may get hyped by everybody doing narratives about the technology and many things, and then eventually you start to get, I mean, plenty of that information. Then you think that, well, I'm gonna lose my job, the AI is gonna take it. But then if you come to the real life, there are the legacy systems that you mentioned, there are the creativity that it's needed for that. Anyway, many things, and
Yeah.
based on this, and in your view, maybe your very personal view, what is your big bet, or something for the future in this space that you think it's going to be, not necessarily the new trend. We are not trying to make any forecast, but something that you see that may come, that eventually will be the next big thing in this area.
Look, I, I will just quote people: agents and AG. Agents and AG. But still, even for those two agents, someone need to program the agents. Even the agents, at least the way they are today, is some sort of tiny human. Okay, so there needs to be a real human behind it. Okay, checking, enhancing, tweaking, etc. So, so yeah, it has been evolving. There are a lot of agents out there. There are a lot of automatic processes. Yet, all those agents were born in someone else's mind. Okay, someone else said, "I need an agent to do this." Okay, I'm running this process. It's taking 3 days. Why don't I create an agent to do it in 1 day, in 1 hour, in 1 minute? I don't know. But then again, the output of the agent likely needs to be reviewed by someone. Some actions need to be taken by someone. Maybe another agent will pick the output and do something else. But still, again, it's constant evolution. And with AI, yeah, well, it will eventually come. It will eventually replace false, but no.
This for the future, yeah.
Yeah. That's 100, 200 years from now. So I'm not really that confident that so many people that it will come in the next few years and I think we're still far from that. Because as I said in my experience, without the proper prompt, without the proper text, and they are not really creative. Even all these new visuals in which you can create an image, it will give pretty image. But if you don't put all the details, all the proper things, again, just a fancy image. Nothing really appealing. So
that's cool. And a question that came to my mind, I mean, because these technologies, they are here pretty much. The countries now, there are even, I would say, some countries, if you pick up the UK, the US or China, in terms of the required infrastructure to have these AIs running, it became a warfare essentially. So from chips, energy, many things. So things that shows us that this thing is here to stay, not just another hype. Otherwise, these countries wouldn't be fighting to dominate the field. But I mean, but this is geopolitical, quite big, out of our control. What is in our control? It's this. Okay, I want to do something, and this is what we are doing right now. How do you see Spain on that field, since you are now, after living even in the UK for some time and the other countries that you mentioned, how do you see Spain in this? How is the business environment in Spain? What is your experience in opening a business in Spain? Are you enjoying it? It's something that people they can really pursue, just to have an overall view about the situation. So
taxes in Spain. This word, I think, is an exact summary. No, but still, I think it will always worth the try. That will be my recommendation. Whether it's Spain, Italy, Chile, US, or whatever, guys, whatever. Okay, it's always worth a try. You don't know what the future will bring. Particularly in Europe, well, the regulation is extremely strict. Okay, so in my experience, I'm spending a lot of time tweaking precisely privacy policy to fulfill GDPR, to fulfill this, to fulfill that. Okay, so I would say it's kind of pain. Okay, not sure if a necessary pain or not, but a pain. Okay, while in other countries it's not like that. It's more open. Okay, the environment, the ecosystem is way more open. Therefore, it allows you to move at a faster speed. Okay, you don't need to take care of all these tiny personal details about if the user wants to delete this particular item from this particular, you need to provide the access. So in other countries, China, US, those guys are just go.
They are the just do it part of a country.
Exactly, that's the complete opposite. Just do it. What will happen? We'll see. Just do it. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a matter of finding the right balance, or who knows. But yeah.
No, good to know. Good to know. And well, Tomás, I think that was a very pleasant conversation. And thanks a lot again for your time, because it's not every day that we have the chance to speak with somebody that is really building something concrete, as we said. And there is a website for the ones that wanted to try it out a little bit more. It's dream-candidate.com. you to visit. What I mean, where else people could find you? Do you have other means of being contacted that people can drop you a line?
LinkedIn, yeah, you can follow me by LinkedIn. You can send the message through DreamCandidate contact us. So yeah, but I would say those are the best places. And you have the social network of DreamCandidate in the same page. Okay, there is a LinkedIn page for DreamCandidate, and there is an Instagram account for DreamCandidate, in which, by the way, I'm always trying to educate the people about ATS. Keep that in mind. At least the job seekers.
Yeah. No, absolutely. No, this is something that I will start spamming my students about, because honestly, it's something that they should know. They should know.
Yeah.
So it's really important. So no, that's perfect, Tomás. Thank you so much again, my friend. Really nice talking to you. And I'm looking forward to maybe have another one in the future when functionalities will be in place and things will be more than taking off. It's going to be already on outer space.
Indeed. Leandro, thanks for your time. Thanks for everything, my friend. Keep in touch. Keep growing this friendship for more years. More Gen AI years.
They will be there for sure. Take care, Tomás.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Everyone. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.